Sports on Tap is brought to you by Go To Pro Plumbing, Land & Sea Motorsports, On the Bay Customs Boutique and Cafe.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
I don't know what we're yelling about!
I mean, listen, we're talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We're talking about practice.
Loud noises!
Not a game.
This is the first time in my life I'm glad I'm deaf.
We're talking about practice, man.
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow?
65.
63. Knew it, I'm surrounded by assholes.
Kick the tires and light the fires, Big Daddy.
We are tonight's entertainment.
We're here to fuck shit up.
Sports the way it should be. Nothing sugar-coated, with loaded with all the information you wanted. From legends to prospects, nothing's off limits. Chris and Joe be taking on all topics with no stopping. They keep it rolling and going and ball hopping at a rate that's hard stopping. With music and straws dropping, they getting it in. Sports Center competition, man, they in it to win. This ain't a fluke, from Carolina to Duke, from MSU to Michigan. You'll know if you listening and you ain't, you missing it. All the excitement, they shock like a thundercloud and rock with lightning. Get it together, you know ain't nobody better. Bring heat than cold weather. You better put on a sweater, you better just let it go when all come and attack. Sit back, relax, let's tell them it's on tap.
We'll do it live! Fuck it!
Welcome to this week's edition of Sports on Tap. I am Chris Scott alongside Joe Waddell and Frank Giagata, or we can just change the name to the Tom Brady Wank Fest of Super Bowl 55 for you guys and all the other Brady honks out there. Either way, doesn't matter to me, because I know you guys obviously you got your rocks off on Sunday on Super Bowl Sunday because your boy the GOAT won his 7th Super Bowl, and props to him. That's great and all.
Hey, haters want to hate, man, but you've been to 10, you won 7.
And that's fair.
I mean, all the discrepancies and all the things that people want to say about him is you can't take anything away from it. He been to 10, won 7, man. I don't know what else to say. He took a team that didn't even make the playoffs last year, and he won a Super Bowl with them after he left the team he was with for 20 years.
Right.
People can hate on him all they want to. I enjoy watching him play.
This is what I'll say about the Super Bowl. Everything about it sucked. The national anthem sucked. The game sucked. Commercials sucked. Halftime show sucked. Everything about it sucked. Bets, FanDuel, and DraftKings, get your fucking shit together. The biggest fucking betting night of the year, and your fucking site goes down right before the game starts? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, they weren't prepared for
that. What a fucking joke.
All of them went down.
Right.
All of them.
What an absolute fucking disaster.
It wasn't even FanDuel, and it wasn't just FanDuel.
It was
DraftKings.
everything?
It was pretty much all of them. I tried to log in just to see some things, but I had already done what I needed to do, and pretty much every one of them was down.
What a joke.
The only one I didn't have trouble with was the Fox Bets.
Is that right? Okay. All right. I only had DraftKings and FanDuel, and both of them were down. I'm just like, what a disaster.
Well, no matter what, it's still ridiculous.
Right.
The fact that they didn't have those things worked out. Like, you don't have better servers than that.
Yeah, come on.
You opened in Michigan right before Super Bowl. What did you think was going to happen?
Literally the biggest betting night of the year, or arguably the biggest betting night of the year.
Right.
And you're not prepared for that? Come on.
Well, we didn't see that coming.
Yeah, right. Anyways, that is my thoughts. Those are my thoughts on Super Bowl 55.
I agree with the halftime show.
Oh, and the officiating sucked. There we go.
Well, if you were rooting for KC, I agree.
I wasn't rooting for either of them because I don't like either team. But I'm just like, the officiating in general sucked.
I didn't think it sucked. There was a few questionable calls. I will give you that one. There was a few that you look at and you go, I don't know.
But this is my point with the crew that is officiating the Super Bowl. The officiating should not even come into question. It should. That's why you're there. That's why they're officiating the Super Bowl. Your officiating should not even be remotely a question. It shouldn't be.
See, I look at this in twofold. And Frank, I think you have something you want to say on this. I'll give me 1 second. I look at this in twofold. We talk about the officiating in the NFL all the time. How bad it is. It is bad, right?
It's incredibly bad.
It's overall just bad. I don't think you're ever going to get human error out of it. I don't think you're ever going to get it to be perfect. We live in a society now that everything, if it's not perfect, we hate it. And I don't think officiating can ever be perfect because they're humans doing it, right? It's never going to be across the line perfect where everybody's going to like every call and it's going to be across the board.
It's opinion based.
Right, that was definitely a penalty that wasn't. I saw a lot of penalties that weren't called in that game that could have been too. There was a lot of holding on both offensive lines that got let go completely. The officiating to me wasn't horrible. There was a few questionable calls, but overall, I put it on KC. If they're going to call what they were calling early as far as the holding on the defensive backs, at a certain point you got to look at each other and go, all right, I'm going to stop doing that and I'm going to not do that to get called again. And they kind of made it easy on the refs who were calling that to then call it some more. It's like I said, I don't think you're ever going to get human error out of it. We're never going to love the officiating completely. It's never going to be across the board good. I didn't think it was that bad. I would say it definitely wasn't the officiating from the Tampa Bay Green Bay game. I loved the officiating.
No, I wish they had done that
because they had let him play.
Exactly. I wish they had done that. 100%. I wish they had done that.
So my thing with it is this: the only thing I ask for in sports is to not have the officiating decide the game.
Yes.
This game was not decided by officiating.
No, I don't think it was either.
So, I mean, a couple of the calls, and you and I went back and forth a little bit in a group text about it. A couple of calls I looked at, and I said those were no-brainers. I mean, there was a holding they called where the dude had him in a full sleeper hold. Like, there's calls that were blatantly obvious.
Yes.
There were some questionable calls, too. Am I thrilled with the job they did? No, because I would have preferred for, Sunday at 11 o'clock, Monday morning, everything, for them to not even be a thing.
Right.
Like Kansas City didn't sniff the end zone.
No, they didn't.
So at the end of the day, refs suck, refs were great, doesn't matter. You couldn't fucking score.
Right.
So that's the only thing that I want to take away from a game. I don't want the refs to decide it. And I was happy that in this game, the refs didn't decide it.
No, they didn't decide it. And I just, there's just some of the calls, like that Matthew interception. That should have been a pick. That was not a penalty.
No, I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. That was one of the calls that I was talking about.
And I'm not saying that would have changed the game, but we never know. It may have.
Yeah.
We don't know.
It could have.
Momentum does crazy things to a team.
Right. So who knows?
It could have, but in the same breath, it could have changed the game.
It could have.
With that being said, Patrick Mahomes passing 0 of 7 with an interception on third down, 0 of 5 with an interception versus the blitz, 0 of 5 with an interception on throwing 15 plus yards down the field. There's certain things where you look at it and go, yeah, that interception could have been big for them, but then again, they didn't do anything in the other part of the game either. So what for everybody to think that interception would have led to Kansas City winning this game or even being closer than it was, it's a little bit far-fetched. Should that have been an interception? Yes, that's one of the calls I was actually talking about. I think that was a bad call. But that doesn't change the outcome of the game, in my opinion, because Kansas City just couldn't match up.
No, because their offensive line was getting owned the entire night.
That's exactly it.
And when you're down 2 starting tackles and you're going up against a front 8 that's as good as Tampa's is,
that's all they had to do was rush forward. That's it.
I was going to say it wasn't even 8, bro. They were what? That's what won this game for them.
They were bringing 2.
They were bringing 2, 3, and 4.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
And at that point, they were dropping 7, 8, and 9 guys,
and they were still getting to Mahomes.
And they were still getting to. If you can drop 7 and 8 guys and still get pressure on the quarterback, you're going to win that game 9 times out of 10.
Right.
But when you're when you're corner outside, or I'm
there.
sounding like a fucking idiot
Get there.
now. When your corner linemen,
use your words.
Your corner linemen are the ones that are out, and you're rushing from the outside.
Yeah.
It's going to create a problem there. And the one thing the refs know when you're down those 2 spots specifically, the way a backup's going to try to contain that situation is by holding. It's just going to happen. So you had a target on your back on top of it.
Right.
Like if you're a Kansas City fan.
Yeah.
The one is like, how the fuck do you line up off sides on a fucking punt?
Yeah. And he was so clearly lined up.
Are you
high.
serious?
So when you're lining up and you look down the line and see the ball.
Yeah.
How do you still line up over?
Right.
What are you thinking?
I mean, Brady doesn't need any help. He doesn't need extra downs, man.
Listen, that team didn't need any help, and I'm not going to be one to sit here and say Brady did everything. That team didn't need any help. They came together at the right times. That defense was amazing.
Yeah, they were
that
good.
defense played outstanding, and they showed signs of it all year. They had a little bit of a lull there in the middle of the season, but they showed signs of greatness all season. And the running game, Leonard Fournette was a huge pickup for them.
Yeah.
And without him during this season, he wasn't great for the whole season.
No, he wasn't.
But they saved him for where it was needed most.
Right.
And guess where it was needed most? In the Super Bowl game. That's where he came through. That's where he shined. And through the playoffs. He had more carries in the playoffs per game than he had through the entire season per game.
And you can afford to do that when your starting running back is Ronald Jones.
Right.
Like you have talent there. I was watching one of the shows yesterday, I believe it was, and they were talking about what a difference it is when you have a guy like Brady on your team, and the fact that guys will come to that team, take less money just because they know there's a shot at winning. Mm-hmm. When you have that, you can get guys like Leonard Fournette. You can get guys like Gronk. You can get guys like AB. There's a whole bunch of names that just want to win.
Yeah.
Oh, AB. It's just.
I've got something for you guys with AB later.
I'm sure you do. It's amazing to me. A guy like does all that shit and yet somehow he still manages to win a Super. It's like really, it's sad. I don't know. It's sad.
For me, it's in the middle. So we try not to discuss racial things on the show, but in sports, race comes up along with the black head coaches.
Yeah.
There's a lack of that in the NFL, and then with the fact that with certain things, if it was so the coach, the Andy Reid's son, the things that he did.
Yeah.
Now it barely got any press.
No thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
Any
thoughts and prayers.
That was it.
That's it.
So but if that was a if that was a black coach,
I
or
think-
or if that was a black athlete,
They'd
how
have been
much
fired before the Super Bowl.
How much press would that have gotten leading up to the Super Bowl?
quite a bit.
Right, and that's the problem I have. And then with AB, you look at it in that sense, and you go, well, should he have just had his whole career shut down? I don't like the guy personally. I don't think he's a great person, but hopefully he's turning his life around and changed from that person that made those mistakes.
Right.
And you should be allowed to live your life and move on as long as you are making amends for those mistakes. You should be allowed a second chance. You should be allowed to not just have your whole life and career ruined over a mistake or mistakes. You know what I mean? Like there's a certain line of like Ray Rice.
But how many
Ray
are
Rice
you allowed
never
to
got
make?
a chance again.
Like how
he
many
was
are
just
you allowed
done.
to make though? I guess that's
Well,
my, that's my point.
And that's I agree with your point. I understand your point there. I don't like we talked about it
because
before the
you're
show.
because you're talented. Like you get hundreds of chances because you can catch a football.
But then other guys
because you can run.
But other guys don't get those chances.
That-
Ray
but
Rice
that-
was super
that's-
talented.
that's my point.
Yeah, Ray Rice was super talented.
Yeah.
He was done. He was done.
Done.
Like that, he never came back from that.
No.
And he could have, talent wise, he could have. He was one of the best running backs in the league when that happened.
Mm-hmm.
He never came back. So certain people can, certain people can't. It's just one of those fine lines of I don't like saying that you should not be allowed to do something because you made some mistakes. At a certain point, yes, you have to go stop fucking making mistakes.
It's like Josh Gordon.
Yes, perfect.
Like, why the
example.
fuck is that dude even considered to be let back in the league?
All
Like,
right,
I'm sorry.
At this point, I don't think he is.
I was going to say, after the last one, I questioned that. If he's even close to being allowed back after this one, I'll be surprised.
Then that goes to my point. Like, how many chances are you? Like, what are we doing here? Like, at a certain point, you say, no, you're done. You're out. I don't care if you're, trying to revamp your life. Whatever. It doesn't matter. You're done. You've done fucked up too much. Like, I don't want you
true.
part. I don't want you part of this organization anymore.
Well, and that's the next thing that I think people need to start looking at. Like a team like Tampa Bay. Okay, you had Tom Brady, who felt he could kind of keep AB under control. Use that term. Not that anybody can control a grown man, but he could kind of keep him under control. I understand that, but when you have somebody like Josh Gordon, who's fucked up in every situation possible on multiple different teams with multiple different people trying to help him out. There's nobody there that can vouch for him and say, no, I got this dude. My way works with him. I think we're finding out if that's true with AB. I think we know now that that's not true with guys like Josh Gordon.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like that fine line. It's like
it is, and
you know?
it's tough to say. At a certain point, you're right. When you've made that many mistakes, when you keep making them too, it's there needs to be a line that gets drawn somewhere. But the sad part is, as long as there's a team willing to employ him, there's going to be a job for him. And listen, we've talked about it. I've made mistakes in my life. I've paid for them, right? But should I have been told I couldn't earn a living because of those mistakes I made? You know what I mean? That's where some of the line comes into. It is still a business. And
Right.
if you're an employee, as long as you're not costing your boss money, and as long as you're performing for your boss, you're going to have a job for the most part. So, yeah, I get your point. Like I said, there's a fine line, and it's kind of a it's
gray area.
Yeah, there's an area there where you don't know what to do.
And there's also a decision that comes along when it's your money you're spending. I mean, let's be honest. We're not sitting here talking about the best people in the world. NFL owners have had more than their fair share of scandal.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, you're going to find some that are just willing to look the other way on some things.
I'd say
is
that
true.
I would say the majority of them, honestly.
From
Because
from
it's a
all
business.
accounts,
Yeah. It's a
kind of the way
business.
it's looking.
Except like the Lions owners who won't take a chance on a quote unquote problem athlete.
Yeah, they've been notorious for that. That's why they didn't draft Randy Moss.
Exactly.
Because they don't want the problem athlete.
Nope. They could have had like Tyreek Hill or guys like that. All right.
They won't take the athletes, but they'll let the coach if he's driving through Wendy's naked.
Yeah, right.
and they'll let a coach if he wants to bite off kneecaps.
Or let a coach when he was sexual assault. That's cool.
Yeah, apparently it's all good, right?
Cool, man.
So as long as you're a coach, it's great. If
Right.
you're a player, it's another story.
Yeah. So, well, speaking of the Lions,
Yeah.
Calvin Johnson
Yep.
made it into the Hall of Fame as a first ballot Hall of Famer.
I don't think he should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. Flat out, 100%. Don't think he should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. Is he a Hall of Famer? Yes. First ballot? No. Especially when, as we talked about earlier, especially when guys like Reggie Wayne and Torrey Holt are out there with better numbers, rings between, they each have rings.
Right.
And those guys aren't in. I don't get the criteria here. Like, how does Calvin get in before those guys? It doesn't make any sense to me.
I look at this in multiple different ways, but the main way that I'm looking at this is I'm looking at the group of guys going in. You have Peyton Manning.
In. Winner, yes.
You have Chuck Woodson.
Yes.
First ballot, 100%.
Calvin is not a part of the conversation with those guys.
No.
Plain and simple. There's other guys who are. There's other guys who I feel deserve to go in on their first go-around. I love Calvin. I've made it known that I think Calvin's one of the most talented players that's ever played this game, especially at that position. But he just didn't accomplish anything.
I don't think any of us could argue that he would deserve to eventually get in. And my argument isn't even along the lines of yours, Chris. I know, and you said he doesn't deserve first ballot. Mine isn't even that. If he was first ballot and there wasn't other guys that deserved it more than him, that's one thing. But when you have guys like Reggie Wayne and Torrey Holt sitting there who didn't get in, but he did on his first ballot, that's the problem I have with it.
Right.
Is to me, Reggie Wayne and Torrey Holt both deserved to make it in before he did. I didn't understand how they got left out and Calvin made it in. Why? Because his yards per catch were more?
Right.
Like, because I just don't understand it. He played a shorter career, and the other guy's numbers are better. They have rings.
He never won anything.
Right, and I guess I'm with you, Chris. I don't know what the criteria is for Hall of Fame anymore.
No.
It pretty much we're looking at, with the criteria for Hall of Fame, we're looking at how big is the Hall of Fame going to have to be pretty soon?
Right. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, just now, Drew Pearson's getting in the Hall of Fame. Like, really? Like, what are we doing here?
I saw John Lynch was another one. That kind of surprised me.
I think he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
I totally agree. I just kind of thought he'd already been in it.
Oh, fair enough. Like, other than like this class that I'm looking at right now, I don't have a problem with it except for Calvin. That's honestly, the rest of the guys deserve to be in.
And actually, the only problem I have is not even Calvin.
Right.
It's that the other two aren't there, and Calvin's there over them.
Right. Yeah.
It's not like I'm not trying to dog Calvin, and I know you're not, and you're not.
No. Like, I'll never say a bad word about the guy.
But the other two in this conversation were better overall than Calvin. Was Calvin more physically talented?
Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
But other than, is that the only thing you go off of? No, that's for Hall of Fame. No, that's not.
The other thing I look at too, and I don't know if this should or shouldn't make a difference. It does to me. Reggie Wayne left nothing on that field. Torrey Holt left nothing on that field. When they retired, they were done.
You mean they left everything on that field?
Better way to word it. Poor wording.
Let's say they left nothing on the
field. Thankfully, you guys understand me.
They left nothing on the.
All right.
There was nothing left in their bodies to give to this game once they retired.
Right.
Calvin, and we've heard it for 5-6 years now. Like, there's still talks today about that dude coming out of retirement and playing. As soon as Stafford got traded, I started hearing, well, maybe Calvin's going to go to LA. And you know what? If he does, good for him. But at the same time, it's been 5 years since he retired.
Is that right?
I think it's 4 or 5 years since he retired. Well, how long?
Yeah, I think it's 5 years. I think it's 5 years.
I was going to say, what's the gap you have to wait?
Yeah, that's right.
You have to wait 5 years for the Hall of Fame.
So
5 years.
If people are talking about the fact that you can come back and truly make a difference 5 years after you've retired, you left something.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously we all know why he left. It's painfully obvious that
couldn't stay healthy, couldn't win, couldn't get out of here.
Right. He just
wanted, and I don't think anybody blames him for it.
Except Lionhawks. Lionhawks blame him 100% for leaving.
They're still believing that he's coming back.
Right.
Though.
They blame him. They blame Barry Sanders for leaving. Which you have to look at some point. You have to look at it and be like, why am I doing this?
I think
why am I killing myself for this shit organization?
Yeah. I think the biggest thing that needs to be done right now with Calvin going in, outside of the debate of him being deserving on the first ballot, I think it's time for that organization to just give him his fucking money back.
They're close.
That's kind of what I hear. They're on the right track to
let's go ahead and dead this.
They're close to getting that done. Along the lines of Calvin Johnson, I'm gonna put a graphic up for everybody to see at home. And if you're listening to the podcast, you can't see it, but I'm gonna go through it with you guys. and compare his numbers to a certain individual.
Classroom time.
Yeah. So Calvin Johnson, 135 games played, 731 catches. The other guy, 139 games played, 886 catches. Okay? We've got 1312 yards for Calvin, 1345 for mystery guy. We have 11,600, it's receptions. 11,619 receiving yards compared to 11,746. Okay? Calvin only beats this person out in touchdowns, 83 to 79. And the catch rate for Calvin is 55.7% compared to 65.9% for this other individual. Now, can you guys possibly guess who this other individual is?
Is he still playing?
Yes.
Julio Jones.
No.
I'm not going to do it because I'm looking at our video feed and I see the name.
You're seeing it.
Yeah.
That was my guess. Was Julio Jones.
So this other individual has him beat by 2 games, has him beat in receptions, targets, yards. The only thing he doesn't beat him in is touchdowns.
Okay.
And whatever this last stat is.
Yeah. It's a yards per reception. It is Antonio Brown.
Is that right?
Yeah.
It's Antonio Brown.
And now he has a ring to go with it.
And now he has a ring to go with it.
So if Calvin Johnson is a first ballot Hall of Famer, Antonio Brown's a shoo-in.
That's the slippery slope
That
you
is the
play.
100%.
When you do that.
Yeah.
Now, Reggie Wayne and Torrey Holt should have made it in before him to where you wouldn't necessarily go, now we have to compare numbers here.
Yeah.
Calvin did eventually deserve it, but he got in before Wayne and before Torrey Holt. And now you're looking at this and you compare his numbers to Antonio Brown and you go, well, Antonio Brown's a better receiver.
And is this to date? Is this as of Monday?
I believe it is,
Antonio's
yes.
stats?
I believe
Okay.
it is, yes.
I was going to say,
I'm not 100.
those numbers could have changed.
I'm not
also.
100% certain they could have changed. Yes, but those are the numbers. That's a slippery slope you play when you let a guy in like that. He didn't play that many years. His numbers weren't necessarily to where you let him in first ballot.
Was Antonio Brown the same amount of years?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think at this point he is. Yes.
Okay.
I believe he is. Yes.
I will look that up.
I believe this year would have made the same years total.
Okay.
Because Calvin played 9, correct?
I believe so.
Yeah, I believe Antonio Brown will be 9 years this year.
Okay. You're 100% right.
But
this is the type of shit I'm talking about. Like, what is the criteria now for voting for the NFL Hall of Fame? I wish there was just more transparency with not just the NFL Hall of Fame, but all these Hall of Fame, especially baseball.
I was gonna say, don't get me started on the Baseball Hall of Fame. I can't stand the voters in the Baseball Hall of Fame need to go away.
Yep. Yeah, that's an absolute disaster. Honestly, the Baseball Hall of Fame voting is an absolute joke. It's a farce.
travesty.
It's a farce.
Yeah, this was
travesty.
year 10 for AB.
Okay.
So he's played one more year than Calvin did.
But he sat out pretty much like an entire season.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's that.
Yeah. All right.
Listen. I thought it was a fun game to play here.
No, yeah, 100%.
mystery receiver as opposed to first ballot Hall of Famer.
Name that receiver.
Name that mystery receiver, and that mystery receiver has better stats
Antonio Brown.
than Calvin. Yeah.
In literally almost every major category, with the exception of touchdowns and yards per
And yards per reception. Yes.
Like, that's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what else is huge?
Your friend Jason Stitler.
No, I don't know about all that. No.
I was really wondering where that one was going.
Hey, you guys said it, not me.
I didn't say shit.
It was a question. I didn't know
but
where you were going with it.
Yeah, right.
I did not say shit. Let the record show I had no part of saying that.
I was gonna say how incredibly low rates are for houses right now. That's literally what I was going with that. But I mean, you guys took it to a completely different place.
Again, you took it there.
Because the setup for that wasn't very good. I'm just saying it was.
Fair enough.
Well, the funny thing is, and not to delay your ad read a little bit longer, but
fucking it helps the ad read.
I knew that's where he was going to. And as soon as he said, "You know what else is huge?" I went, "This is a horrible fucking setup, dude."
I couldn't help but ask the question.
All you had to do is hit. That's what she said. You could have done it.
I could have. That's what I could have done, but I didn't.
Oh my God!
Proceed with what is huge.
I appreciate it. As I was trying to say before, these two guys took it in a completely different direction. Now it's a great time to purchase a home or even refinance your existing home. So give my guy Jason Stiltner a call at Flagstar Bank. He'll give you the top-notch service that you're looking for. Flagstar, they're currently offering a 0% down home purchase program. However, the program won't last long. But the rates, as I mentioned previously, are incredibly low, which is where I'm trying to go with that.
They're huge.
They're huge. It's huge that they're so low.
It's huge that they're so low.
That's right. So call my guy Jason Stiltner today at 248-675-0675. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on this great opportunity. That number again is 248-675-0675. Flagstar Bank is an equal housing lender, member FDIC, and MLS number 27546.
That's what she said.
Holy shit! Oh man! All right, that was an absolute disaster. But all right,
Allison just chimed in on her Twitch. She's laughing as well with us.
That's what we're here for. We bring the funny.
Listen, hey, we can get some laughs. We're good with that.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's great. Speaking of laughs. Tony Romo.
Oh, Jesus.
So, do you guys want to talk about? What do you want to talk about first with Tony Romo? Because we got a couple things to talk about. The fact that he's gone downhill since the beginning.
100%.
I think the conversation needs to start with the fact that he may have pissed himself on there.
Okay, we'll start with that. We'll start with the fact that the dude didn't shake it when he went to the bathroom at halftime. If anybody out there hasn't seen this,
maybe you only shook it once instead of twice.
Yeah, listen, man. You can't have pee on your pants when you're on national television, getting paid $15 million a year to announce the Super Bowl.
Which is an abomination as it is.
It is. So I want to put this up there.
$15 million a year, you should at least have a backup pair of pants available to you.
I want everybody to look at this. See the piss stain in Tony Romo's pants on live TV.
It's not good.
Yeah, the question is, did Tony Romo pee himself during last night's Super Bowl?
I think he did.
I think he did. Either he peed himself or he didn't shake it very well. Either one is a foul.
In a world where Lamar possibly was going to shit himself mid-game, Romo definitely peed his pants.
Somebody said clearly Romo took a break during halftime and didn't shake it very well.
No, he did not.
It said Tony Romo isn't even playing in the big game and he peed himself.
I mean, that's the closest to a big game he's ever gotten.
I was going to say, he finally got to a Super Bowl.
Made it to a Super Bowl as an announcer and peed himself. How do you do that? Like, how do you let that happen?
Well, even as the producer, director, how did anybody not notice that?
Like, how do you let that get past you? Right? Period. Like, that's insane to me.
And kind of be like, hey, dude.
Hey, bro. Let's get a hairdryer on those pants, bro.
Yeah, right.
But like I said, at $15 million a year, you can't have a second pair of pants available to you.
Well, honestly, though, I blame us on the director or the producer, whomever is kind of monitoring this broadcast. Yeah. Like, hey, dude, you got a piss stain on your pants,
like,
man.
I'd rather tell you and have you be embarrassed right now than to put you on national television with a pee stain.
Right. But to your actual...
So to the actual point of Tony Romo,
yes.
After we get past his piss stain, is that we talked about this. I think all three of us liked Tony Romo at first when he was announcing.
At first, yeah.
Mm-hmm. At first.
And I actually really liked him as a quarterback.
Listen, he was a good quarterback in my opinion. Didn't make it to the big game. Kind of lost when he got to the playoffs, but still a very good quarterback. Yeah. Announcing-wise, he was pretty good. He brought a lot of analysis to the game that you didn't get from other people. And now, for some reason, he's turned into the white Booger McFarland.
Or the better analysis. Or the better comparison.
Or the better comparison.
Which I love this.
Of he is now Pepper Brooks from Dodgeball.
Yes.
And Jim Nance has become Cotton.
Yeah,
it's literally
Cotton McKnight.
Like watching these two, and I'm gonna play a video here of a bunch of cuts of Cotton and Pepper, and tell me you guys don't picture Nance, and Romo.
My name is Cotton McKnight, and with me, as always, is my partner in crime, Pepper Brooks. Pepper.
Yeah, Cotton. Hey, everybody, 32 teams in play. That means 4 wins is going to get you in the final match. With that 5th win getting you the $50K that everyone's
So
chasing.
great.
Cotton.
Jesus. That's rad. It looks like the clock is about to strike midnight on this Cinderella story, turning average Joes into the proverbial pumpkin.
You sure do like pumpkins, Cotton.
That sounds like something he would totally say.
Wins in a shocking upset.
I feel shocked.
Like 100%.
Outdown population, you, bro.
They are going to the finals to play Globo Gym for $50,000.
That'll buy you one heck of a pumpkin.
What do you think, Pep?
Hey, I spoke with Dwight Goodman before today's match, and he told me that his team really wants to win this one.
That almost sounds like a direct quote.
Right, it does.
That's Romo.
Not have enough players and will be forfeiting the championship match.
It's a bold strategy.
I don't know if he's just gotten paid finally, so he's phoning it in.
A menage a trois of pay.
Usually you pay double for that kind of action, Cotton.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare to witness the greatest happening in sport. Sudden death dodgeball.
Pepper needs new shorts.
This sport doesn't build.
Romo needs new
characters,
pants.
Romo
does.
Yeah, it fits.
Romo needs new pants.
It looks like Peter LaFleur has actually blindfolded himself.
Yeah, he will not be able to see very well.
Like, this is
That is Romo.
this is Tony Romo. 100% Tony
I
Romo.
have seen the pyramids of Egypt.
Yeah.
I've even witnessed a grown man satisfy a camel.
That is Nance and Romo at
Yeah,
this point. It's complete, and I can't take credit for that one. Somebody else said
Say
that
whoever
one.
did it, genius. That's brilliant.
It was the best analogy for what they've become.
Yeah.
because that is completely them.
Yeah, 100%.
It's,
Yeah, I can't even.
Peter LaFleur is blindfolding himself. Well, he won't be able to see very well, Cotton.
Right. And I can see
Thanks.
Romo totally saying something like that. 100%.
Several times during the game, like they're driving the ball down the field. Oh, if they don't score here, they're going to be in big trouble.
Right.
You said that on the last drive, first of all. So you said it. You said it 2 drives in a row, and I think we know it's 9-31 at this point. I think if they don't score, they're in trouble. I think they're already in trouble, Tony.
Maybe a little bit. Yes, 100%. They might be in trouble. Yes.
Jesus. Yeah. At first I really did enjoy listening to him because he brought something to the game, and then all of a sudden, you're right, Frank. I think after he got paid, he just went, I don't really have to do much anymore.
I was going to mail it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, well, you saw what I could do. And then you only gave me $15 million.
Yeah,
so
now I don't
I'm
have
just going
to.
to say, fuck it
Yeah,
now.
I wanted 20, so I guess
Right.
I'm just going to tell you obvious things here. I'm just going to give you obvious analysis.
Well, how much does Booger make? I'm going to give him a Booger type effort.
Can I get my own mobile? Let's go.
Yeah, the Romo mobile with a built-in toilet seat.
Gonna need it.
And a hand dryer.
You need some. You need some dude wipes.
Some dude wipes. Oh, Jesus.
More concerned about Joe choking on that one.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. You almost got my drink spilled. Wow.
No, it's he's when he started out like you just said, it was cool because he actually did have like good knowledge of like he could legit call out plays like what was going to happen and things like that. And
Right.
it was
And
cool.
he does it every once in a
does.
while.
And honestly, it was a novelty, and I thought it was pretty cool. But then it just kind of started getting annoying. Like, just let the play develop, man.
Yeah.
You know, we don't need to know what's happening before it happens. When it happens, then dissect it. Cool. But lay off the fucking obvious shit, you know, like you're doing now. It's just
the Captain Obvious stuff
Right.
is just it's enough with that, man.
Yeah.
It's enough with that. Oh, it's third down here. If they don't get the first down, they're gonna have to punt. Really?
No.
Wow.
Oh.
Man,
That's not good.
Did not.
I don't want to punt.
Did not see that coming.
Right.
That's a shocker. Jesus.
Anyways.
Yeah, that's annoying.
That is.
But so for the Super Bowl,
Yes.
I think everybody that watched it or didn't watch it probably knows by now there was a streaker.
Yeah, I saw that. Or I saw it. Whatever.
Yeah. So I mean, they don't show streakers that people that run on the field during the games anymore because they want to discourage them from doing it.
They don't want to give them the attention.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is, but this guy was genius in what he did. Though.
I was going to say, this didn't sound like it was for the attention.
No, it was for the money.
Yeah, absolutely. He put a bet that there was going to be a streaker during the Super Bowl.
He bet $50,000 on a 750 on a plus 750.
Yep.
On a plus 750 bet, he bet $50,000 that there would be a streaker, and then paid his friend to distract the security. Then he ran on the field and was the streaker that paid him out from the sportsbook.
Genius.
And then gave his friend $2,000 to make sure he bailed him out of jail.
It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's brilliant. I can't hate on the guy for it.
No, not at all. It's fine. That is the cops should be like, well, how much did you get paid for this? Good, that's your fucking bail.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. Yep. Yeah, they should have.
Well, obviously he's going to end up going to court for it, so the judge could still set his fine as
he could. He absolutely could.
Whatever the
how much you get paid for it? Oh, cool.
I think his take home was what, like $350?
300. Yeah. Well, after his 1,000, 350, and then he paid $1,000 for bail. So 300.
I mean, it's in Florida, so is he really going to get in that much trouble?
On the list of stupid things that have happened in Florida, this guy doesn't even crack the top 50.
No, not even remotely. And the shit that goes down in Florida.
But speaking of the streaker, you didn't really see it on television. They didn't talk about it on TV. But Kevin Harlan.
Oh, genius. This is great.
This is an amazing call.
Now, I will tell you this. I was sent this clip yesterday, but knowing that one of you would have it for today, I have not watched it yet.
Oh, it's great.
So this is whatever my reaction is.
Honestly, Kevin Harlan is one of the most underrated broadcasters in sport. He's great.
I love listening to Kevin Harlan.
He's great.
And if anybody hasn't heard him, he's basically the NFL's guy.
Like radio guy, especially.
Yeah,
yeah.
He does the radio calls for the NFL.
One.
Yeah, Westwood One. It's we don't want to advertise.
But the best part about it is when he does shit like this, like commentary does shit like
this.
Oh
my god,
it's amazing.
And he does this more often than not, because he knows it's going to make it out there for people to listen to it.
Great.
So here it is. I'll play it for you guys.
5:03 to go. Someone has run on the field. Some guy with a bra. And now he's not being chased. He's running down the middle of the 40. Arms in the air in a victory salute. He's pulling down his pants. Put up your pants, my man. Pull up those pants. He's being chased to the 30. He breaks a tackle from a security guard. The 20, down the middle, the 10, the 5. He slides at the 1, and they converge on him at the goal line. Pull up your pants, take off the bra, and be a man. And the players with hands on hips at the other end of the field are looking at him and shaking their head and saying, why, oh why, is this taking place in a Super Bowl?
And the best part, honestly, about this is the dude, he didn't even break stride. He just went right into it.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't just like, oh wow, this is that. He's like, he was actually calling a play.
It was amazing.
There were two things on there that I noticed. First was the incredible spin move by that dude.
Yeah.
He got right out of that hold.
Especially in a thong. That's pretty good.
Well, there's nothing to grab onto. So
it wasn't even the fact that it was a thong. Like, his pants were literally hanging down. Like, if you've ever sagged your pants before, children of the 90s, you know how difficult it is to run in pants that are sagged.
Right.
Second thing, and this is to all the people who claimed that the streakers saw the end zone more than Kansas City. He was down at the 1.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he slid. You're right.
That was no good.
You're right. He slid down at the 1, so he didn't make it in the end zone.
No, he didn't.
Tampa did not allow anybody to see the end zone in that game.
But that's what I love about that entire thing is his call. Like, it didn't even faze him. He just went right into it.
It wasn't not a thought went through his head.
Go.
He just did it.
Yeah.
And that's what's so great about Kevin Harlan though is he does that shit.
Yeah. Like, it was a few years ago when there was like a cat or a rabbit or whatever running on the field, and he just called. He literally just basically what he did right there with the streaker. He did that with a rabbit. It was amazing, or a cat, or whatever it was.
That's how you know.
Or no, was it a squirrel?
It might have been.
It was some.
No, I think it was a cat.
Was it a cat? Okay,
I think it was a cat.
Some sort of animal.
And he just went into the call.
Yeah.
Just went right into it.
Yeah,
and it was the best thing in the world. I might have to get that for next week after we're talking about it now. I might have to get that because that was a great call. He's one of the best commentators and play-by-play I've ever heard.
To be able to have like conversation like people have, like we're having right now in between plays, and then all of a sudden switch out and go, he's at the 49, 50, 50, 50.
like not even a pause. He just went right into it, man.
pull up your pants, take off the bra, be a man.
That was absolutely great.
I think that needs to end up in the intro.
Oh man,
Be a man.
that's
Pull up your
absolutely great.
pants. Take off your bra. Be a man.
That was amazing.
No doubt.
I love that. Oh man. So now that football season's over with, I'm kind of at a, like, it's almost, I have a weird love-hate relationship with football. Like it's I love football, and then when it's over with, I just am like,
You're
well,
sad.
I'm like I'm just gonna go sit and swing on a bench now until football season. Just gonna sit here.
I mean, it's hard to watch hockey, especially for you, because you're a Red Wing fan, and that team is a dumpster fire.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna watch the Wings
That's
that
putting
much.
it very nicely.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch the Wings that much. I do watch some hockey, but hockey's too hard to watch right now. It's unless you have the Game Pass or whatever like you have. It's not on TV.
That's NBCSN, man. ESPN Plus has quite a bit of it too.
I watched
Do
the
they?
Tampa Nashville game on there last night.
ESPN Plus has quite a bit of hockey.
See, because
on there.
we have the same thing as far as live TV, and I can't find hockey on hardly at all.
Well, that's because fucking YouTube TV, and yeah, I'm gonna fucking hammer your ass right now here, but YouTube TV and fucking Sinclair Broadcasting, these assholes are in a carriage dispute over obviously carrying like the regional sports networks like Fox Sports Detroit, and Ohio, and all that shit.
Yeah.
And it's, of course, it's over money, and it's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, this is one of the biggest reasons I cut the cord with cable is because of shit like this.
Yeah.
And now you assholes are doing the same exact thing. It's like ridiculous.
Get your shit together.
You don't miss the little scrolling bar popping up every now and then telling you that this channel's in a dispute with your cable carrier, and if you don't call, you're going to lose this channel.
Yeah, right. No, I see it anytime I scroll on social media. It says, this doesn't, YouTube TV and Hulu Live don't have your local teams or whatever. So it's like, all right, cool, man.
Well,
not that it matters right now because the local teams are fucking garbage, and I obviously don't like the Red Wings.
Right.
And the Pistons, I couldn't care less about. But if this shit doesn't get cleared up before like April, before like baseball season starts, bye.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Going back to cable?
Maybe. We'll see.
There's another streaming.
Well, we'll figure.
There'll be another streaming one.
Yeah,
out
we'll
there.
figure something out. But it's just fucking ridiculous.
It is, and I'm gonna tell you, in talking about football ending and not being able to see enough hockey, you guys know me, and you know, I live football even when it's not football season. So I kind of want to get into the early. Way too early NFL rankings for next season.
I just wanted to quickly make my comparison.
Yeah.
The end of football season is like when you finish binging a show and you have to go through that lull before you're like
find another
wanting
show
to actually go into another show. It's like a breakup you have to get over almost.
It is, and
it takes a couple weeks.
I have an unhealthy relationship with football.
See, that's not the case for me. Because you know how I feel about the NFL, especially over the past few years, how I've kind of like, I don't want to say detached myself from it, but I've
You've actually been more attached this year than you have in recent years. Your love for football kind of took a resurgence this year.
It was
a little bit.
It was dying with the Detroit Lions.
I think as the actual when he goes from liking Buffalo to being in love with Buffalo, which I think that playoff run started that process. I think the love of football will come back.
I think Red Zone helped that this year.
Oh,
too,
Red
though.
Zone was great. Yeah,
Red Zone helped
100%,
you.
Yeah,
because your passion for football the last few years,
right.
And last year was not good either. Because I know you would complain like you didn't like watching the games, whatever. I think the fact that you got another team and Red Zone kind of helped you regain that passion a little bit because you were more into talking football this year than you have been in the last
absolutely
5 years or so.
But I mean, like without the Red Zone and when I was a Lions fan, it was depressing.
Well, yeah.
It was, and not to mention officiating and all the other bullshit that goes into the NFL.
Listen, I tried to help you with both those things for many years.
You did.
I told you about both those things. I said, drop the Lions, that sorry-ass fucking franchise. And I said, get Red Zone. I tried to help you, bro.
You did, 100%. And I didn't take your advice. I'm an idiot for that, for
you
sure.
Fucking listen, man.
You dropped him too early. You dropped him too early.
Shit.
Oh,
you got MCDC now. That's the nickname that I'm hearing on the webs now. Motor City Dan Campbell.
Oh, fucking Christ.
You gotta be kidding me.
MCDC.
Honestly, it just makes me hate that team even more.
Oh, my God.
I'm just saying.
I'd rather
right now.
I'd rather call him the dude. And that, you know how much I hated that.
I was going to say we argued that for a couple of days leading up to the show.
You know how much I
he
hated
was
that.
introduced.
You know how much I hated that, but
you wanted Thor Ragnarok.
Well, he looks more like Thor Ragnarok. You can't call him Thor now. He cut his hair. You can't really call him the dude because he cut his hair. Like, was he the dude after he got clean cut?
The man's literal nameplate on his office says Dan Campbell, head coach / the dude.
You know they didn't put that up until after that press conference, though, right?
Oh, I don't care when they put it up. I just know that at this point in time, that's what it says.
Because all the videos of them walking around, you see the nameplate. Mm-hmm. At no point in time does that nameplate say the dude.
Do they just have like a nameplate maker in the back somewhere that just changes nameplates around?
I'm sure they have a printer. They can just print off the blue label and put the stickers on.
I didn't know if it was like one of those nice raised nameplates or what it was.
I doubt that. Well, I mean, it's raised off the wall, but it's glass, and then you could put the vinyl sticker on there. I'm sure they're the Lions. They're a National Football franchise. They can print off vinyl stickers.
Allegedly.
They're allegedly.
Sure, I'm not the only person who's heard the rumors of the fact that the Lions don't necessarily have the type of building that most teams have.
No, you're not the only one that's heard that rumor. But all right, I kind of want to get into the early, very, very early, way too early power rankings.
Yes, that sounds like a plan.
And they were released by ESPN. I'll give them a little credit for this. Oh yeah. At 1. Mm-hmm. Who do you think they have at 1? And you're looking. That's not fair.
I'm looking right. At
you're looking right at it. But Chris, I'll say this to you since you're not looking at it.
It's Buffalo.
It is not. It is not. Buffalo falls in at number 2.
Okay.
Tell me. You know what? Let's play a little game here. Tell me where you think some teams fall in here, and we'll play a little game. And we'll go through the list.
Sounds good.
All right. Tell me. Give me a team. Throw out where you think they rank.
And on this?
Yeah, on the way too early power rankings for next year.
It's a top 10 list.
It's a top 10.
Okay. Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay falls in at number 4. After they just won the Super Bowl.
Right.
Kansas City. In at number 4. Kansas City ranks number 1.
Okay.
They fall in at number 1. Your Buffalo Bills are number 2. Mm-hmm. And we got Tampa at number 4.
San Francisco.
San Francisco actually falls in at number 9.
Wow.
Number 9. Yeah, I thought that one was a little low, too, because their injuries just hurt them this year.
Killed them.
Next year, they're bringing back the same team that went to the Super Bowl the year before.
LA Rams.
The LA Rams are 5.
Okay. Dallas Cowboys.
No, not on the list.
Okay.
Not on the list.
I thought it was like Michigan football, Notre Dame football. They would just get overrated every fucking year. And get
Dallas will be overrated next year, but apparently not at this point in time, and not in the top 10.
I think they have them at like 29.
Okay. The Seattle Sea Chickens
still overrated.
Yes, the Seattle Seahawks make the list at number 8.
Miami Dolphins.
No.
Okay.
They are not on the list. Although to me they would fall right outside the top 10. I think they actually.
I was going to say you're looking at 11, 12, maybe 13.
Yeah,
for that team,
I personally would put them right outside the top 10.
Green Bay.
Green Bay falls in at number 3, which was a shocker for me. Okay. I just don't understand how they fall at number 3, other than just you're Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers.
It's the MVP hype train.
So basically, you're missing. The only ones you're missing are 6, 7, and 10.
Steelers.
No.
Wow. Surprisingly not
the
on
Browns.
The list.
The Browns are on the list.
Nice.
At 7.
All right.
At 7. So you're missing 6 and 10 at this point.
Saints?
No.
Wow.
No.
6 is kind of an obvious one. I'm surprised you haven't gotten this yet.
Yeah, 6 is a little bit obvious. I agree. But then again, not looking at it, maybe it's not that obvious because they kind of had a dud year.
Oh. Yeah, if they had a dud. Is it the Jets?
It's strictly just Adam Gase.
Yeah, it's Adam Gase.
That's what you call a dud year?
That's a dud year. That's a dud year.
I mean, for
a good team that had a dud year. Let's word it that way.
They're a really good team that had a dud year. They actually made the playoffs.
Oh,
still.
Baltimore.
Yes.
There you go.
Baltimore.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I actually personally think they're a little higher ranked than they should be. This year,
Indianapolis.
I think it proved that Lamar Jackson can't really win doing that.
That would be
system.
my team. That would be in the top 10 outside of the one that's
yes,
there.
And I actually agree with you, Frank. I would put that team at this spot but
Tennessee.
They're a little. There you go.
Yes. Indianapolis doesn't have a quarterback. That's their problem.
But right now,
if they had a quarterback,
any quarterback, they're rumored to be interested in.
Now, what if they get Derek Carr?
Dude, first of all, I'd be thrilled with that because that means the Raiders think they have a shot at Deshaun.
Right.
And
or if they get Deshaun.
If they get Deshaun, I don't see him being that great of a fit in Indy, though.
Why?
I mean, first of all, it's in division. No way they're going to fucking trade him in division.
I think that's the biggest reason why I don't think it would happen. But I was curious as to why you don't think it would be a fit.
With Deshaun?
Yeah.
It's just the way that offense moves. That's more of a... I mean, you look at Peyton, you look at Andrew Luck, you look at what Brissett was not able to do, and then you look at what Rivers. They do better with stationary-type quarterbacks.
I would say that...
But I think Frank Reich has... The way I think he can tailor an offense to his quarterback.
I think he could.
But
I think
hasn't
the
been
offense
able to do that with Brissett when Brissett's had to play.
Yeah,
well,
granted, he's not been a long-term
right. He doesn't have the
quarterback.
skill
It's been
set that
in short
Deshaun Watson
spurts.
has.
Yeah,
Very
I think
true.
Deshaun Watson is a good enough passer. They could adapt an offense to him. I think the offense they run now. You're correct. I think Frank Reich, the offense they run now, is more of a turnaround, hand the ball off.
A Derek Carr, a Carson Wentz.
Yeah. See,
that's the one that they're rumored to be going after right now is Wentz.
That's the one.
I've heard that.
If Indianapolis gets Carson Wentz, I think you'll definitely see his career resurge.
Yep.
And
I think
that's
they'll
a
be
great
sitting
spot
right
for
about
him.
4 or 5 on that list.
Who was the offensive coordinator when Carson Wentz was playing for Philly and had a great year?
Was it Frank Reich?
It was Frank Reich.
No.
So I think that would be a perfect fit.
And to be honest with you, I think Derek Carr going to Indy would be a great move for both of them.
No.
I think getting Carr out of Vegas at this point, I think that relationship, I'm not going to say it's soured, but it's been heading in that direction for a while.
It's not quite Jared Goff, Sean McVay.
Right. It's heading in that direction, though.
So, yeah, I think Indy will, depending on who they get, I agree. I think Carr would be a great addition for them. I think Wentz would be a great addition for them.
I don't think Vegas moves on from Carr, though, unless you have a guarantee that Watson's in play.
You see Watson in the silver and black?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that would be a good look. That would be a good
It'd
look.
be a good look, and I'd be at midnight 24/7.
I don't want to. I don't want to know that. I don't think anybody listening wants to know that. I don't think anybody watching wants to fucking know that.
I agree with Chris on this one. I 100% agree with Chris on this one.
Oh man,
just being honest.
That's no good. That's no good, man. That's no good.
That's no good. Are we ready to get into our bet picks?
Yeah, sounds like a plan. Let's do it.
Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
If you've had plumbing problems, you're definitely not alone. The next time you have an issue, there's only one place to call. Go to Pro Plumbing. They're a local family-owned company with 15 years of experience. Based in Centerline, they serve the Metro Detroit area, keeping your pipes clean and flowing with fair prices and happy customers. They're open 7 days a week for all your plumbing needs. The knowledgeable and experienced staff will keep you informed of their progress every step of the way to make your experience as smooth as possible. Call Go To Pro Plumbing today at 586-250-2881. That's 586-250-2881. Go To Pro Plumbing. When your pipes won't flow, call the pro.
It's time!
And we still have the NFL logo on there, unfortunately.
Is that right?
Yeah.
We got to change that.
That's the producer's fault, and I'm the producer, so I will have to fix that.
You done fucked up on that one,
I
Ron.
done messed up, Ron.
You did. All right, let's get into these picks.
So let's do clockwise. Chris, you go first. Frank, you go second. We'll kind of do one pick as we go around.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Works for me.
I like that method.
I'm going to start out with the NHL, Jets and Flames. Looks like the Jets are getting a 1.5 goal and a half.
Yeah,
I believe that means. Actually, I'm gonna take the Jets, getting the goal and a half. Give me the Jets. Winnipeg Jets.
We talked about that before the show. I actually like that pick.
Jets, Jets.
The other Jets, not those Jets.
not Adam Gase Jets. No.
I'm trying to get my shit to pull up right now. So Joe, jump in.
That's what she said.
Oh Jesus.
Okay, so
see, if I was at 12 all the time, this wouldn't be a fucking problem.
Wow. Again, I'm with Chris on the previous comments.
Nope.
All right, so I'm gonna throw this one out for everybody. I've been on a bit of a heater lately, as we were talking before the show. With that being said, my picks will probably turn out to be duds now for you guys.
Of course.
But with that being said, I love Vegas tonight in hockey. I love the Golden Knights tonight. I would take them money line. I would take them minus a goal and a half. And I love the over in that game. Out of 9 games that Vegas has played this year, 7 of those games have gone over. The over hits in about 70% of hockey games this year. The over has been hitting tremendously this year. I would never play the under in a hockey game this season. I would blast all of Vegas. Money line, over minus a goal and a half, and the over in that game. Do it.
All right. Mine is not going to be a tonight game. Mine's actually a tomorrow game. We've got the Bruins and Rangers. Rangers are getting a goal and a half. I do not see a situation in which Boston can't beat them by about 3 or 4.
Ooh.
Yes.
All right.
So I would be taking Boston, whether you're doing money line. I'd even take them against the spread. The over/under is at 5.5. I'd go with the over on it.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm gonna stick with hockey. Call me crazy. I'm gonna.
Okay, crazy.
Okay, crazy. I'm gonna take Nashville over Tampa Bay. Nashville's getting a goal and a half. I'll take it. Give me it.
They lost last night by 2, so goal
Give
and
me
a
it,
half
baby.
right around fair.
So not the money line, getting a goal and a half.
Getting a goal and a half.
Gotcha.
Give me it.
Like it. I like it. Next, I'm going to go with the Oilers. And I would hammer this one on the -1.5 and on the money line. Ottawa just can't compete. And
Ottawa.
The Ottawa and the Oilers have been playing very well. So I just think, to me, this is a pick that is almost a no-brainer for me. I'm going to take the money line, and I'd also go with I usually don't suggest giving up goals in betting hockey, but 2 times tonight I'm suggesting it, which tells you that I have a good feeling about these teams. From what I see, from what I like, I would do money line for sure, and I'd be fairly safe, feel fairly safe giving the goal and a half.
Okay.
Has anybody actually taken the Chicago-Dallas game yet?
No.
Okay.
No, I actually have one for that coming up.
Yes, that is where I am headed to with mine then. So you may want to find something else there. It's a goal and a half spread. I think Dallas definitely is able to cover that regardless. 5.5 is the over. I would be betting the under on that. Chicago still has goaltending. It's not great, but it's decent goaltending. I think you could see a 3-1 game, 2-1 type game there tonight.
Gotcha.
Nice. I'm going to go soccer for you.
No, you know what? I actually was thinking about this. I'm like, you should be our designated soccer guy, and Frank should be our designated MMA guy.
Right.
Because you guys know more about that. I think you guys could bring a lot to the listeners when it comes to your respective areas as far as soccer and MMA. So, yeah, I like that one.
Barcelona going up against Paris Saint-Germain tomorrow in the Champions League. Or, what did I say? Is today the 14th?
No,
next week. It's next week.
The 14th is Sunday.
Week. Sunday. Okay.
Yeah, today is the 9th.
Next week. Anyways, give me Barcelona. Straight up.
Nice.
Barcelona.
All right. What's your? I just have to ask.
Plus 130.
Plus 130.
Yeah.
No, I want to ask what's your reasoning behind that? Because I don't watch a lot of soccer. You know me. I don't know a lot about it. So
honestly, just simply, they're a better team. They have Lionel Messi, arguably the best player ever.
Okay.
And PSG. Yeah, they made it to the Champions League final last year, which is great and everything. Whenever they go up against Barcelona, they get housed.
Okay.
Every time. So I'm taking Barcelona.
I actually might put some money on that now that you talk me into it.
Like the previous matchup was 2017, and Barcelona won 6-1.
Gotcha.
So
wow.
Yeah, and the game's in Barcelona. I know obviously no fans or whatever, but still that's a tough stadium to play in. So give me Barcelona.
Nice. Excuse me. Sorry. My next one is going to go along the lines of what Frank had before. I wouldn't necessarily give up the goal and a half that Dallas is giving up, but I would take Dallas on the money line. I would hammer Dallas on the money line. I love that pick. And with that being said, I would also do a parlay with my last 3 picks. I would parlay Vegas money line, Dallas money line, and Oilers money line. I would parlay the 3 of those together, and I might even throw Tampa in there on the parlay as well. I love that as a parlay pick. And again, let me throw this out there. This is for entertainment purposes. We're not telling telling you to go out and put all your life savings on these teams that we're picking. Gambling should be for entertainment purposes. If you can't afford to put the money on it, don't put it. Don't bet more than you can afford.
Well, especially don't listen to me because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah, seriously. Like, I'm the furthest thing from an expert when it comes to this shit. Please do not listen to me.
Put a couple bucks out on there. We're giving you our opinions.
Right.
This is for entertainment purposes. And I will tell you, me personally, I can't speak for you guys. Anything I tell you on this show, I will bet myself. So I am putting my money where my mouth is on my picks.
Yes.
I'm not betting hundreds of dollars. So
No.
I was going to say I'm a $5, $10, maybe $20 betting guy.
yeah, I'm
here.
a
Same
5, 10, maybe 20. Same with you. And again, the key is to make some smart bets. Get up a little bit. Play with house money. Once you're playing with house money, you can be a little bit more risky, and it's not that bad. But make smart choices and don't gamble all of your life savings and don't gamble your mortgage away. With that being said,
Yes.
Frank, on to your next pick.
Don't be a dum-dum.
I'm going to kind of jump into the suggestion that you had just given. We do have a big MMA fight this weekend. We have Usman versus Burns.
Never heard of him.
Usman, I think you would enjoy. Burns, I don't know a ton about, but Usman, when it comes down to it, is one of the fastest fighters that I've seen in a long time.
Okay.
So it's not great odds. You're not winning a bunch from this, but if you're putting money and looking at it like, hey, I'm going to bet 3 and I'm going to win $1, something along those lines, take Usman in this fight for Sunday.
Nice. I like it.
Nice. All right. I've got a couple more I'm going to throw out for everybody. Just we kind of said 3, but I've got a couple more.
Okay.
I love the Jazz tonight. I would give up the 6.5 points. I would take Jazz money line, and the Jazz Celtics game over 220.5. I would actually hammer that one. If you were looking for a parlay in basketball tonight, my advice would be to Jazz, Sixers, Blazers parlay. If you want to throw that one in there. And then I also have one for you guys for the future for Sunday. The Clippers Cavs on Sunday night. There's an over.
I love these bets.
Yeah. There's a max bet of $25 on the over, hitting over 200 points. But the key here is, and it's on DraftKings, I believe. DraftKings has, it moves down 1 point for every 1,000 people that bet. So, and it's a $25 max bet. With that being said, it could get down to the over-under being 51, 50. It could be, God only knows what it could be.
This is along the lines of that Pistons-Lakers bet from a few weeks ago that we were talking about.
Yes. So if you're looking to make a free $25, again, like I said, if you want to play with house money, my dad didn't necessarily teach me all the things that other dads taught them, right? my dad didn't teach me how to work on cars because he didn't know that. My dad didn't teach me how to build things. He didn't know that. What he taught me was how to handicap horses and how to gamble. He knew that. So that's what he passed on to me. Be smart with your money. Get house money. Make some smart bets. Get up a little bit. Get house money. This is a perfect way for you to get some house money. It's a $25 max bet. You're guaranteed to get $25 in return. You pull out your $25 that you put in. You've got house money you're playing with on $25. Congratulations. Go play with some house money.
Yeah, for sure. I like it.
So, all right. Those are the bets.
Bets.
You know what's just as good as playing with house money?
I'm sure you're going to tell us.
Land and Sea Motorsports.
Hey-o.
Oh.
Nicely done, sir.
Are you tired of going from dealership to dealership looking for an automobile or boat? Get in touch with Land and Sea Motorsports. They specialize in finding you the car, truck, or boat that you're in the market for. At Land and Sea Motorsports, tell them the type of vehicle and the features that you want, and that will fit your budget. They also offer shrink wrapping and winterization for all boats and jet skis. If your boat or vehicle need any repairs or cleaning, they offer a full detail division as well. So give them a call. Here's the number, 586-484-9798. Or visit their website at landandseamotorsports.com. That's landandseamotorsports.com.
We weren't even harassing you in this one.
It was.
Oh, here's.
I think he was expecting.
I was in my own head.
I think it was like, all right, so it's like awfully quiet. Nobody's. They're not
I think
staring at me. They're not laughing. What's happening here?
I
did two things. One, I wasn't breathing while I was reading, so I almost ran out of air with the last paragraph.
You would figure with so much breathing experience, this wouldn't happen.
The other thing was, I was so excited that I had a good segue that I was like, this is weird. Nobody's talking shit.
You blew your load before the read. You had a great segue.
The downfall to being at 12 all the time.
I suppose.
Jizz in my pants.
Right. Nice. Oh, Jesus. That's awesome.
With that said, before we get out of here, we do have one funny cameo video. I've had people sending me cameo videos now, and some of them are really funny. I love these, and we have one here from The Undertaker that I want to play for you. It's this might turn into a running theme. We just play a funny cameo video towards the end of our show. So here you go.
All elite Scooby-Doo. That's how I'm going to address you. Well, all elite Scooby-Doo.
Oh my God, dude.
Congratulations on getting married. You did the right thing. In March of next year, your days as a single man will soon.
He's trying so hard not to laugh.
You could tell he's cracking.
Rest in peace.
I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty fucking awkward. Even listening to that, it's pretty awkward.
I laughed so hard when I heard that. Is watching and listening to The Undertaker say all elite Scooby-Doo.
Right, exactly.
Like
Yeah.
I'm just like, I can't get enough of this shit. I want to see all of Undertaker's cameos now. I just want to see every one of them.
That was a little awkward. I'm not gonna lie. Even just listening to that.
Yeah. All elite Scooby-Doo.
All elite Scooby-Doo. Okay.
I really don't know that he's the guy I'd be like, I want
that
the
dude.
Undertaker to say congratulations. Like he's been divorced like 5 times.
He's got like 3 chicks' names tattooed on him. That he had to like,
as soon as he said this is a good idea, if I'm the other dude, I'm like, nope, it's not anymore.
No. I would get out if I were you.
No, that was. I'm not gonna lie, that was uncomfortable to listen to.
I'm glad I could share that with you guys.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Any shout outs, anything we want to do before the end of the show, guys?
Per usual, just everybody that listens and shares our stuff and whatnot. We appreciate it so much. So thank you guys again.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys.
I second that. Appreciate you. And if you're listening, if you have any desire to write about sports, any sports at all, message us. Hit us up on Twitter, on YouTube, on any one of our social medias.
Send us an email.
Yeah. Get at our email. Go to our website. We're interested in sports writers at this point, writing blogs or anything.
It's not something that you've got to feel like you're an expert on.
No.
You just have to have an opinion on this stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
absolutely. Write about anything sports that you want to write about.
Absolutely.
Doesn't matter.
All right, with that being said, it's going to do it for tonight's episode. Give us a like, a share, and a follow on our social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube. You can find all of our podcasts on your favorite podcast provider. As always, check out our website, sotdet.com. While you're there, take a look at our show pics and our blogs. Again, that's sotdet.com. I want to thank everybody again for listening and or watching. On behalf of Chris and Frank, I'm Joe. We are Sports on Tap Detroit. See you next Tuesday.
And that is it for us today.
No! God, please, no!
Bye, have a great time.
No! God!
Bye, guys.
No. Bye, buddy.
No!
Goodbye.
No!
Goodbye.
No!
It's never goodbye.
You know, we've been through our ups and been through our downs.
And you were meant to be here tonight.
You guys will always be in my heart.
Great moments are born from great opportunity.
I think the most important part is that we all stay together throughout.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Live. Fight like hell. The best thing I have ever done, the best thing I will ever do, is be a dad.
God, I love you guys. Mamba out.